Good afternoon, fellow punters. A tired, worn-out Mickey D with you on Wednesday at about 1:45. Why am I wore out? The bloody birdie dance on the bus yesterday evening after Catbird Seat went in yesterday. That was the song that Lee was belting out all night. The birdie dance, the birdie dance. We had to get up and do it a few times. So grand winner yesterday, David Probert gave it a grand front running ride and saved a little for the last few hundred yards and won well. Was 7-2 the night before. I missed that price. I only got the 5-2. I was at the races and I asked, a fella asked me, he says, had I any winner for him the next day? And I says, well, Catbird Seat. So he looked at his phone and he said, it's 7-2. He said, have you anything bigger? And I missed the price. I only got 5-2 later. I didn't do it at the time. But a grand win for us anyway to keep the good momentum going, and hopefully it can continue for the rest of the week into the Knavesmire. There's a few newcomers on the bus this morning. We heading for York. First on was Charayu Canvinde, Simon O'Neill. He was saying that Highway Grey has a great chance today. Eric Cavill was on again. Sorka de Facha was back from holidays. She was looking really well and tanned. She said that New York Angel in Gordon Park today. Andrew O'Grady as well had 2 suitcases, and we don't charge for an extra suitcase like some airlines. Always put away in the luggage department. Robert Byrne as well, he came with 2 suitcases. He must be here for a while. And Mike Benson and his beautiful wife put in an order for beef Wellington and a salmon for after the races this evening. So top quality meats and fish available. And Dovis at Enel and Mr. Goodard was the last 2 on. So off to York we were going. Day 2 of the Dante meeting is the 150, a 5-furlong sprint, 13 declared. Won the last 2 runnings by Copper Knight for Tim Easterby. In 1921 he was, or 2021, 11-2 favourite. In 2019 he was 8-1. He won it off 100 the first year and 85 last year. He's off 104 this year, so it's a big ask for him to do it 3 in a row that Duke of Firenze didn't be able to do after winning it in 2017 and 18. No favourites since, I went back as far as 2008, no favourites since then. Drawn low as a plus, it seems. People will be familiar that I tipped up Alligator Alley in Chester last week and the ground was too soft, he was pulled out. He's a 5-year-old Kingman gelding, trained by David O'Meara, who's going okay. Out of his last 83 runners, he had 12 winners and 24 places. We had Queen's Fair the other day from that yard. This horse, Alligator Alley, was with Joseph O'Brien when it won a listed race in York as a 2-year-old. And it was good to fast ground, and he won it in 57.6 seconds, so he can move. And being a 5-year-old now, I thought he had an eye-catching first run for the new stable in Wolverhampton behind a horse that we were watching that day, Highfield Princess, who won for us in Newcastle. It's 12s into 8s overnight. It's drawn 3, Daddy Tudhope. So a pint each way. I think they're paying 4 places on that. If the ground was good to Ferrum, I'd be really, really sweet on this. I'd be going 2 pints each way, or maybe 2.5. But because it's good, we'll just go a pint each way, and we'll get him again higher if we get a win out of our place when it goes in more suitable conditions. The 225 is the Fillies and Mares Group 2, 1 mile 2, 6 declarations. 6 runnings of this. Favourite has won the last 3 years. Favourite, or Queen Power won it last year, 6-4 favourite. No Irish winner of this at all, and there's 2 in it this year. Ger Lyons is 0 for 11 in his last runners in England, and he was 2 for 10 in 2019, 2 for 14 in 2013. He's 5 for 86 since 2010. He has Thunder Kiss. It seems to be better on soft or yielding ground. Jessica Harrington has Forbearance in it. Out of her last 113 runners in England, she has 11 runners. That's since 2010. Noon Star is very well bred out of Galileo Midday, the mare, 2 Group 1 winners. and she's sister to Midterm, and she's a half-sister to Murray and Midday. Rated 105 has a good chance, but I chose Ville De Grace. I know a second to Dream Loper in a Group 2 recently when we were on Abira. Abira was the best horse in the race, but finished third, beat a nose and a head. Went up £2 for that to 108. It looked to be capable of winning Group 2. Now, it's another reason that I like it is it's entered in a Group 1. It's entered in the Coral Eclipse, which is an open race, boys and girls. And the other ones are all entered in mares only races, the Pretty Polly and such like. So I'm on that. It's a 3-1, and we'll go £2 win on that. The 3 o'clock is the Hamilton Handicap, a mile. It's a mile less, 28 yards. There's 15 declared. No outright favourite has won this since at least 2008, as far as went back. There were 2 giant favourites, an 8-1 and a 5-1. Kinran won it last year at 17-2. All winners since 2008, bar 2, have carried at least 9 stone, and 8 of the 15 this year are carrying at least 9 stone. 6 4-year-olds have won it. Ticking a few boxes is Isla Kai. That's ISLA, one word, KII. It's out a tad. Nigel Tinkler trains. It's a 4-year-old gelding, 4 for 8 lifetime. Now the 4 wins have come 2 on soft and 2 on good to soft. So this is the opposite to Alligator Alley. This would need rain, whereas the other one wouldn't. So good ground will be okay, or even will be okay, I think. It rallied. No, just pulled out an Ascot last July, which is good to Firm. It was second in the York Handicap last August of '94, and it was 4th in the Spring Cup. I thought it was very impressive, front running to Modern News, who had been 7th in the Lincoln. It ran very well. It's a big, strong horse. It just tired late the last day. It was off 99. It's up £2, I think, now, or up. It's 100 now. Yeah, it's up £1. And each way bet on that, it's 11-2, 6-1, and the high draw is okay. The Dante Stakes is a mile 2, a Derby prep, 9 declared. Hurricane Lane won it last year for the boys in blue. Golden Horn won this in 2015 and went on to win the Derby. There's only one favourite since 2008. That was a 3-1 favourite, Roaring Lion. Desert Crown had an impressive win last year in back in Maiden in New Nottingham. It's out in Nathaniel, so they need a cut in the ground too, more than, good to Firm. The other one there, Magisterial for the Gosdens, won as well, and it was impressive enough. But I'm taking a wild punt here. Godolphin have a horse there, White Wolf. It's out of Invincible Spirit. Now, a won Maiden in Southall. It's 66-1 for the Derby. It's 25-1 for tomorrow. It's Appleby has nothing running, and Bin Sarur is running this one. So you'd imagine they would have more ammunition to peg at it if they wanted. So it's 25-1. There's 9 in the race, and maybe it might squeak into third. The 14 is King of Bavaria for. It looks a nice prospect for Aidan O'Brien. And then in the 445, we'll have to back a horse called Mickey Mongoose. My chef, or our chef rather, on the bus is Rob the Old Mongoose, and Mickey D the driver. So Mark Johnson trains it. That's decently bred to without Luke de Vega. So we'll have a fun bet on that each way. And then we have an old Darlin of ours, a stable fancy in the last is Inca Prince. Front runner. I've won twice for the channel since I started, and we'll have to back it each way. It's 12-1. As well as that, lifetime, the St. Russell has only one runner in York, and it was placed. It didn't win. So 2 fun bets. I'm rushing. I want to get in under the 10 minutes. I was going to tell you a joke, but I'll tell you tomorrow. It'll be maybe short because there isn't much on Friday at York that I fancy. Mickey D, bash the bookies, over and out. Subscribe to the channel as well, and thank you very much.